family. And I said, okay. So I get the bus and I go to Pittsburgh, and she said, I'll meet you at the bus station, Greyhound station. And we walked, I don't remember the streets, but over right from the bus station past the William Penn Hotel and down to about 2 streets. And here's all these big, tall buildings. I'm not familiar when I'm looking at them. And she said, we'll go to Daddy's office. I said, okay. So we go in Dad's office, or go in the building, and these guys tipped their hats to Miss Whalen. We went upstairs. And here's a big office with a lot of typewriters, you know, and desks and stuff. And I said, well, he must work at one of these desks. And she took me to the back office, and into the office, picks up the phone, and calls her mother and said, I'll tell Mother we were coming. And then while she's on the phone, she said, Mother would like to know whether you'd like to have steak, chicken, or, you know, anything. I said, well, it doesn't matter, you know. And I had this little brown bag, and I was dressed, I had a suit. She said, we'll take the streetcar out to Mount Lebanon. And I thought, well, that's okay, everybody rides streetcar, doesn't it? So we go to Mount Lebanon, and we get up by the high school, and then we walk up through past the football field and over by these homes, and I wasn't quite taken by this. It was in the afternoon, it was a Saturday, I think, and we finally come to a house, and big house driveway, and we walk up the driveway, and I see this big black Buick sitting in the driveway, and she knocks on the door, and a black maid opens the door, and I walk in. At that time, my mind, like a switch, I started to get some bad thoughts in my mind, you know, like I'd been conned. And her mother was very lovely, and she had a sister, I think, and yeah, she had a sister. And we sat down and ate, and I didn't eat much. I wasn't comfortable because her dad said to me, what's your father do? And I said, he works in a coal mine. And this was before. And after we ate, well then, they said, what are you kids going to do? And she said, well, maybe we can go to the movie. And her dad said, well, I'll drive you down the movie. And I said, no, we'll get a streetcar. He said, no. He said, I'll take you down the movie. And he was a pretty burly Irishman. And we got down to the, what's the name of it, Stanley Theater. It's a Saturday night. And he pulled up in front in this big Buick. And comes out and he says, now I'd like, you know, give you some money to pay for the tickets. And I said, I can get my own. I was very offensive. We went to the movie, and we sat in the movie, and I sat in the movie. I didn't enjoy it. I steamed the whole night because I had something in my mind. And he said, I'll pick you up. And I said, no, we'll come home in a streetcar. I insisted. So I got the streetcar, and on the way home, she said, what's the matter? And I said, I'm a little upset. I said, you told me your dad, it says he does sell insurance. I said, the car, you have a brand new Cadillac. She said, no, it's 2 years old. And she didn't know how to do about it. She just didn't. So we got to there, and we got to the house, and I said, went and got my bag. And she said, where are you going? I said, I'm not going to stay. And I left, and I got the streetcar, went back, and I didn't know where I was going to stay overnight. So I went to Henry Hotel, a hotel.
Honey.
It was a sort of a, well, I didn't know, you know, I told them, I asked the conductor, where's their hotel? He said, right on our way, Henry Hotel. Well, it was sort of a transient hotel. I get to the hotel, and I paid for the room, and I get in the elevator, and I was accosted by a prostitute. Right off. My God, what I get myself into. But I did that, and I just, and...
Well, where did you meet this woman?
Thank you.
What?
This Keith.
In Indiana. She was
saw
a
that
student there.
rapper.
As a result of what I did, her dad wouldn't let her come back to Indiana.
Oh.
So, after your mother and I were married, we were
That was
living...
the end of that romance.
Well, that was the... Oh, yeah. But, you know, after that, but this is just to show you how stupid your dad is. After that, when you were born, we were living in Wilkinsburg, and I'm teaching at the business college now, which is Robert
I was
Morris.
always wondering where that came from.
Teaching, going to school in the mornings and teaching in the afternoons. I was walking in Pittsburgh because I rode the streetcar, and I run into her. And she said, "How are you?" And I said, "Oh, fine, I'm fine. I'm living in Pittsburgh." And she said, "Oh, that's wonderful." I said, "And I'm married, and we have a girl." And I said, "You ought to see the baby. She loves me." I said, "Come on." She said, "What do you mean, come on?" I said, "Come on, you're going home with me." And I got on the phone and called her and told her I was bringing Keith out. Can you imagine the brass? I was going to say in other words. And so I bring her out there, and I thought, well, I wasn't thinking about anything, and I thought, as I think about it now, but you know, your mother's pretty damn smart. When I got home, she had a lovely dinner made. They talked, they were very friendly, talked about, and then they said, and your mother said, "Why don't you take the baby for a walk in the
Me?
thing,
She
buggy?"
took me for a walk.
Well, I took you. I
Oh,
took you,
and you
just
took
me. I took you
okay.
for a walk
And we
around
did
the
the
block.
dishes.
And they did the dishes. And the next evening. And then when I came back, I walked to the streetcar, which is a block or so away, and came home. And I at that time, I'm so stupid. I'm thinking, how could you do this to a person? You know, if she was like me, she probably would have, shot me. But she didn't do that. In fact, she invited her to come back, and she did come back and brought her boyfriend, which is another thing your mother, But I was pretty naive. I didn't have a girl in high school. And, but it's lucky I found a woman as wonderful as your mother would put up like a dummy like me. Can you imagine that if you're...
Yes, a mother. Now, why did you agree to name me Keith?
That's what I was.
She's the one that named it, not me.
I like the name. I don't know.
Oh,
But
I think it was just...
in retrospect,
yes. In
Probably.
retrospect.
probably not a good name for a girl.
That's
Oh, I
funny.
don't mind that.
See, I always thought Keith was a girl's name. And then as I grew older, people said, "Keith, that's an odd name for a woman."
Yeah,
And I
but
said,
I've always named my sisters.
"Doesn't seem odd to
Is
me."
your sister? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem fit. I mean,
All
I'm
the
used
rest
to
of
it.
you have names
Well,
for boys or girls,
But
Yeah,
you,
except Keith. You're the only one that has a name that isn't for a boy or
No,
a girl.
now it's a girl's name. Because I know several that are named Keith.
Yeah.
I
well,
know
but
a
I mean-
Keitha. I never knew I knew a
I
girl's named
really
Keith.
thought that she did it
Keith sounds better than
to sort
Keitha.
of rub it into me. I really did. I wasn't in favor.
She's
of it.
on to you, buddy, huh? Is that what she was saying?
Well, no,
What's
she
your
just...
P's and Q's?
But anyway,
Jan.
oh well.
The old boy's name.
We,
Yeah.
So either way.
Is it clear?
Once we pick the name, that's it.
That was-
No matter what we got.
The one I've come across is Claire, and that's
Yeah.
wild when you come across a guy named
Leslie.
Claire. No, dude, I'm Claire.
Yeah.
Claire.
Yeah, but Leslie
Mine
is
are lots
a
of Claires.
can be a guy's name.
well, they
How do you
spelled
like
One
Marion,
girl named
though?
Claire.
Mary.
Hey,
Marion.
John Wayne's real name is Marion.
Yeah, right. That's why he was so tough. He had to defend that name.
That's why he changed his name to John Wayne. He had two boy names just to be sure.
I got all this.
Oh well. Those
Grandpa.
are little days, yeah.
What about the time you were in the car and you left the money?
That was with her. I swear her family ruled. I thought her family ruled me.
Rolled you.
It was a lean year out in the farm, or what?
No, what happened was that we